Welcome back to Crypto Strategies with Chris. My name is Chris. So today I'm here to help you to not panic sell, to stop freaking out and stay calm so that you can strategize yourself into financial freedom, especially during these huge market crashes. Let's get to it. Alright, so we all know if you're in crypto, if you're in any kind of market globally, you know that was a huge crash over the weekend. So now let's take a look on some of the reasons why, and I want to show you why we should not panic. We should actually be accumulating, not financial advice, but we should be accumulating. Right, in this first article, we see Bitcoin falls below 100K as crypto market sheds 554 million in liquidations. As we scroll down, some of the key points, it says the downturn has led to 554 million in liquidations throughout the crypto economy. The latest dip has dispelled the hype surrounding Trump's efforts to alter the crypto market in the United States. Bitcoin stumbles below 100K demonstrates the vulnerability of even the most established crypto assets amid shifting sentiment. So, which they are pretty correct, because crypto is very vulnerable, is very volatile, but just as quickly as they can fall down, it can get back up just as fast. So remember that. Then in the second article, we have Trump's tariffs shake markets. Dow futures slide, crypto liquidations top. As we scroll down, you can see Dow futures drop, S&P 500 drop, NASDAQ futures drop 1.2 to 2.7%. So even the big boys were dropping. So I don't feel so bad that crypto was falling as well. So we scroll down more, you can see some of the people have said there was always to be extra volatility early on. Trump says he is trying to stop the flow of fentanyl coming across from Mexico and Canada. And we know, you should know by now, pretty much this is why the economy or the markets were crashing, because of these tariffs that the US is putting on Mexico, Canada, China, and some other places. But hey, I'm okay with that happening so that we get less drugs into the United States, plus more things that he is trying to do. In the short term, we have bottom. Market makers have used this tariff news cycle to sweep the leverage longs, and there is now very little liquidity worth of pushing price lower. So again, this is kind of where manipulation kind of happens, or the market makers, they saw an opportunity and they destroyed the people that had longs on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So you got to be careful out there. As we scroll down more, you can see the market reaction reflects concerns that tariffs could force the Federal Reserve to maintain higher rates throughout 2025. Inflationary pressure from import costs and supply chain disruptions reduce the likelihood of rate cuts this year. The fact is, we are just entering a period of unprecedented political support for crypto, and there is a huge degree of uncertainty around how the tariffs war will play out. And really, no country wants to be in a trade war. It's just not healthy for any economy. We have U.S. non-farm payrolls and employment rate data this week, and I expect the market to be hypersensitive to any surprise to the upside or downside. We will have more clarity very soon on the likelihood of any risk to rate cuts. So, hey, we're not out of the woods. It's going to be very volatile going up or down. We don't really know which side, but there is some good news to these tariffs. Let's take a look at Donald Trump's post. You can see here, I just spoke with President Claudia of Mexico, and she has agreed to put 10,000 Mexican soldiers on the border to help stop the fentanyl and illegal immigrants into our country. So you see, progress is already being made, and Mexico doesn't want a trade war. Now Trump and the United States just need to work a deal out with Canada. And once those deals happen, I believe we're gonna have our bull run. And in this last article, there's some other reasons why the markets crash as well. Some of the reasons were a stock market crash, of course, the impact of Chinese AI. Ever since the DeepSeek came out, the Chinese AI, that kind of shocked all the tech, which crypto is tech stock or assets. And ever since then, we've been kind of on a decline. And then this tariff stuff just kind of shot it down. So once people can stop freaking out about the DeepSeek AI and the tariffs, then we can start our bull run again. Right now it's just on pause. Profit taking, Fed rate expectations. Now, The cryptocurrency market is facing a combination of factors: global economic trends, technical developments, and market expectations. In such an environment, investors should keep a cool head, carefully analyze the news, and choose a strategy that is focused on the long run. I'm going to show you what I'm working on, what I believe is our long run for this Bitcoin cycle. This is what you need to know about Bitcoin. It is a code, and it cannot be changed. It's a scarce commodity. And Bitcoin, there is such a demand for Bitcoin like there has never been before. Since the Bitcoin halving of April 19, 24, typically once the halving happens, you have roughly about 12 to 18 months for it to reach its all-time high again. So it happened last year in April. We're just February. It hasn't even been 12 months yet for April. So we still have about 2 more months to enter into Bitcoin, get into a new all-time high. It's coded, the halving. Roughly about, there's different ways of looking at it. You can look at it 12 months to 18 months. You can look at it between like 500 days or 550 days. However you see it, all you can see is that it kind of just repeats roughly around in the same area. So we still have 2 months for a slow grind up to get to our all-time high. Once we get bullish and more retail comes in and people start advertising it, that's when it just skyrockets up. So we still have, like, what are we are February. We still have 2 months to enter into the range for a new all-time high for Bitcoin and for all the altcoins to explode with it. Typically after Bitcoin hits a all-time high, the altcoins takes about 2 to 4 months, because once the Bitcoin makes an all-time high, it does transfer into the altcoins. So I'm going to show you some of the graphs that kind of shows we still have time. Do not panic. Now is not the time to sell. All right, so if you were to check out this chart, you can see we are right here, February 3rd, and we're sitting roughly around 102 to 104. The green is showing the price end of the day. It's kind of like a little price prediction. And the moving day, the 200-day moving average is this orange line. So you can see we are still intact to where we should be heading to. And if you were to check out right here, towards the end of 2025, roughly around here, we should be hitting a new all-time high. Now, this is a conservative price prediction, basically. You can see it's reaching about to 130 of the price. So this is just one chart, but this just kind of lets me see, are we along with the 200-day moving average? Is this kind of like, are we still in line? The other chart I want to show you is this. This one is called the long-term power law. And you can see the red is the support from where Bitcoin since 2011, you can see that it is on this path. The purple is the resistance. So you can see every time Bitcoin made a top, this is about where the resistance line was. All-time high here in 2018. And then roughly around here in 2021, you can see that it hit roughly around $69,000, and it wasn't close to the purple at this time. Here we are right now. You can see through this that the lowest we can go, if we were to go low, would be $37,000, right? And then, but the highest we can potentially hit to get to is the $400,000 mark. So this is showing that we still have roughly anywhere between $100,000 to $400,000 for this to hit a peak, because as you can see with the past, it does move around this line and then it gets that leg up. You can see right here, leg up, here, leg up. So we still have a lot of room to run, because look, since Bitcoin is coded, it's kind of a formula. It kind of does the same thing. It just doesn't rhyme. You can see right here in 26, Bitcoin should be ending somewhere around this area. So we're looking at anywhere between $130,000 to $488,000 Bitcoin. And then if we were to check out another chart that I have for you, this one is a price prediction. You can see that this blue line is a stock to flow line, and this green one is a stock to income line. And you can see about right here that towards the end of 2025, right before the beginning of 2026, you can see it starts to taper off. It starts to go sideways, because this is typically where we should be hitting our all-time high somewhere in October or November of 2025. And this is saying, you can read the numbers, it's saying the stock to flow is a pretty bullish amount. You can see it's hitting close to $600,000. The stock to income is about $360,000. And the conservative, the power law, is about $120,000 Bitcoin. And this is what is kind of forecasting that where Bitcoin can end up. You can see again in 2021, this is when it did its little double top thing, and you can see the stock to flow and the stock to income were pretty on point with this chart. So if anything, we still have a whole lot of room to grow, especially if Bitcoin does reach close to the stock and flow amount. Then we're getting anywhere between $300,000 to $500,000 Bitcoin. So again, we still have a lot of time to go. Bitcoin's history is being consistent. It's not being exactly the same, but it's being consistent. So I'm pretty bullish on that part. Now I want to show you another chart. It's a psychology of the Bitcoin cycle. You can see right here, what does this look like to you? It looks like what we just went through, basically. We had huge run-ups ever since the halving. We hit this 100K right here, and then we just got boom. We didn't even really drop so much, honestly. Everyone was freaking out. We hit like 107 for Bitcoin and dropped to like 90K, which isn't that bad. We're still way above all-time highs from last cycle. So this could have been our little drop right here, and now this is what we got to look forward to. This is now, hopefully, our future and the last big drop, so that we can, all the people that's been in crypto for years, been waiting for this moment, we can finally have a little more excitement into our investing. Now, you got to remember that even in the last bull run in 2021, there is constant FUD. Like Bitcoin, we're in the peak of the bull run, it still made drastic drops, like 50% or more, probably 40%, 50%. It was still huge drops. And so some of the FUD that was happening in 2021 was China's ban, crypto ban, Tesla, Bitcoin reversal, Evergrande and global economic collapse. So there was a lot of FUD that was still just going on. So my strategy is just to hold. I'm not panic selling. Yes, my emotions, yes, my mind sometimes wants to just sell, it panics. And this is like my future, this is my family's future. So yes, I panic, I freak out, but you gotta hold strong. You can't sell because we know the future, like I just showed you. There is still a lot of room for all of crypto to grow, for certain projects, hopefully all of them, but for many projects to hit a new all-time high. We just don't panic, and we gotta make sure we're keeping up, we're studying, we're doing our own research, we're seeing what's happening with the project so that we do sell at the right time. That is my strategy. I am holding on and I'm waiting for the best moments, the best narratives, and the best hypes when to sell. Now, this isn't financial advice, but if you have extra cash, then just go ahead and dollar cost average into the market so that you can get some profit. If you don't have no money, then that's fine. Just hold. Don't try to swing from project to project trying to multiply. I believe, in my opinion, that's already done with. It's very risky now. You should have done all the swinging whenever, like last year, 2023, 22, 24, because it was less riskier. Now you have more of a chance to lose everything you have gained if you swing to one bad project and it just dumps. So it's very risky right now. I hope you enjoyed this video today. Let me know down in the comments what you think is the real reason why the crypto and all the markets crash, or what are you doing? Are you holding, or are you swing trading? What are you doing? Let us know in the comments. Press that like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now, friends.